What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Elevating the Mind. I'm so excited that you all are here for another episode. I just want to say thank you to all of you who liked, subscribed, commented, spread the word about the last episode. I am just so grateful for all the love and the support. I can't thank you all enough. Hey, there will be no Elevating the Mind without the support of you all. So thank you. The last episode, here girl got a little overboard. She got excited, okay? I love talking about mental health. I love talking about mental health as it relates to minority communities. So I'm just like really stoked that I have this opportunity to talk to you all about mental health via YouTube. I don't take it lightly. I definitely feel strongly about this topic. So I did get a little overboard and I went straight into tools and straight into attacking negative thoughts. And I went there. And so I wasn't supposed to go there. I was supposed to first start off by explaining what mental health is and really defining the difference between mental health and mental illness. So I'm going to take that time to do that today. Okay. Thank you for the second chance that you all have given me because, I get excited. It's like a kid in a candy store. I can't help it, okay? But anyways, let's tackle this topic. What is mental wellness? Well, it's really hard to pinpoint one answer to that question. However, researchers have spent their time really operationalizing and are defining what mental wellness, psychological well-being is. And the bottom line is, it's the practices that you put into place to ensure that you are mentally healthy. So when we look at psychological health or mental health or psychological well-being, it's strongly associated with coping skills, your therapist and the tools that they offer you, different techniques that are offered during therapy. And so really taking into account and using these skills to help better your life, to help maintain your level of happiness, your joy, your peace. You help maintain your relationships. So mental wellness, as you could tell, it encompasses a lot. It encompasses humans' ability to build relationships with other humans. It encompasses humans' ability to feel positive about oneself, to have a higher expectancy for life, and so it just encompasses a lot. And so it's important because it truly affects how you think, not only of yourself, but how you think of the world. And that's why I'm very adamant about speaking about mental wellness, and I'm very adamant about really defining that term and making sure that we understand that that's completely different from mental illness. So we have mental illness. What is mental illness? Mental illness is a diagnosable mental disease. In the mental health field, we have this book called the DSM-5. Which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, okay? And this is the book that we use to diagnose clients who have a mental illness with whatever specific mental illness they have. So depression is a mental illness. There's different forms of depression as well. Schizophrenia, there's different forms of schizophrenia, multiple personality disorders. These are all mental illnesses that have to be diagnosed. So think of your mental wellness being completely different from your mental illness. However, research has proven that one's mental wellness can have a direct effect on the rate of being mentally ill and those who are mentally ill, their mental wellness practices has an effect on their daily life and how they navigate through life. So that's really, really important to remember. They're both correlated, but they are different. So a question that I get is, well, I don't have a mental illness, so that must mean I'm mentally healthy, correct? No, not true. Research has proven that just because you are mentally, you haven't been diagnosed with a mental illness, does not mean that you are living to your best potential, basically. It doesn't mean that you have encompassed the necessary skills and practices that promote mental well-being or psychological well-being. Okay, so for example, we could have feelings of extreme sadness. We could have unhealthy or maladaptive behaviors in our life, like procrastination, stress. We could have a form of anxiety in our lives. And so it doesn't mean that we are diagnosed with severe stress, or we're diagnosed with anxiety. It just means that we have those things in our life. And so those psychiatrists are saying that in order to ensure that we are mentally healthy daily, we have to practice. We have to put in place some type of practice to promote that. Okay. So when we think about mental wellness, I often look at it like physical wellness or physical well-being. In order to ensure that we are physically healthy, we exercise, we go to the doctor, and we eat right. And so in order to ensure that we are mentally healthy, we must exercise our minds, which is done by putting in place some type of practice. We must see a doctor, a psychological doctor, which is a psychiatrist, a psychologist, LCSW, licensed marriage and family therapist. So you have different mental health doctors that can help you navigate through life. And then we also must put these things into practice. So just like our physical well-being, we have to do something. You have to do something in order to ensure that you are mentally healthy, okay? And a lot of times we forget to do something. And most of the times we don't know what to do. And so that's why I am a strong advocate for going to a therapist, for finding that therapist that works for you. Because your therapist will be able to give you tools that you can use in life. So that's very important. Like, it's very important that you take the time to really think about your mind and what is going on with your mind, and to ensure that you feel healthy and you feel like you feel capable of navigating through your own life. Okay, that is crucial. Now, there is a statistic has said that 20% of minorities have mental health issues that have been unaddressed. And the research also shows that the reason why there is a huge gap in minorities receiving mental health, or going to see a mental health service provider, or even there's a gap between minorities having the conversation about their mental well-being, is because of the stigma that is put on mental health. In the 1980s, the mental health world went through this Jurassic phase where they were learning about different mental illnesses, and they were diagnosing individuals with multiple mental illnesses. And so it was new. Like, mental illness was still sort of new. So you had doctors writing people off of work, and it was just this huge taboo issue in the world at the time. And there wasn't adequate services put in place for individuals who were diagnosed with mental illness. And so at the time, individuals had to navigate through life the best that they could without the proper care and help. Well, we have evolved over that time. However, there is still a stigma within certain communities that if you go seek help, mental health, if you go seek out a mental health service provider, then there must be something wrong. That's the stigma. There must be something wrong if you want to go see a therapist. There must be something wrong if you have a feeling of sadness. There must be something wrong. Well, today, mental health service providers, they're adamant about depleting these stigmas, okay? They're very adamant about really defining what mental health is and really defining what mental health services are for, okay? And so a lot of times we look at the therapist is only there if I have a issue or if I'm crazy, sort of say. No, the therapist is there to help you navigate through life. And so the therapist is eclectic in their skills. They have multiple skills, and they know how to deal with multiple issues. They've been trained to do this, okay? So they're also trained to deal with mental illness, but they're trained to deal with with basic life issues, and they're trained to help give you the tools that are needed to help you navigate. So that's very important. If I don't want you to take anything else away from today's episode, I want you to take this away. Mental health service providers are not just there for the mentally ill. They're also there for those who want to gain skills to help better their lives. That is very, very important. Now, the benefits of you being intentional about your mental health are numerous. Research has stated that those who are intentional about their mental health, they live longer. They have higher enthusiasm about life, and they're more adamant about their physical well-being as well. So those who constantly make a plan for their mental well-being, they're more adamant about everything relating to them in their life. They have stronger relationships. Research that states that they're more adamant about building connections with people as well. So that's very important to remember. And if you feel like, hey, I'm sort of lacking some of these skills, it's okay. This is what we're here to do. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to heal. And so if I have to be that person to push you to go look for the perfect therapist for you, find the right therapist for you, I am going to be that person to push you. It's very important that we allow ourselves that opportunity to grow. It's very important that we allow ourselves that opportunity to heal and to learn. And so once we allow ourselves that opportunity, we'll see the drastic change in our life. I got my notes, so I don't want to miss out on anything that I wanted to talk to you all about. And as minorities, just being in the mental health field, I had a couple jobs and internships working with minority youth, and so I've seen firsthand some of the statistics being played out. And so it's very important that as the adults in our families, we create these new ways of being and these new ways of living to help deplete the stigmas that are associated with mental health. Okay, so I see a lot of my young people who are like, I'm not going to therapy. I don't need to go to therapy. I'm not crazy. And so that has been, research has proven, because I love doing multicultural research, and so research has proven over a vast minority populations they don't trust mental health service providers. They feel like mental health is only for those who are quote unquote crazy or experience some mental health illness. And so we have to work to deplete those stigmas within our communities and to spread awareness and to make sure that individuals understand that mental wellness is all about the practices that you put in place to ensure that you are healthy and living your best life, okay? So thank you. That is all for today. Be on the lookout for the next episode of Elevating the Mind. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and be intentional about those practices, all right? I'll see you soon.